Hey,
Hey, hey.
I'm Charlie,
I'm Lonnie.
and welcome to our soft space. Today we have another guest with us, Miss LaToya Chevelle Waddell. I want to make sure I say that right. All right, sorry y'all. And today's episode is it really over? So we're going to talk about reclaiming ourselves and, just how starting over, because I don't believe that people completely start over, but starting over and just reclaiming who they are as a person, whether it's a name change, whether it's a career change, whether it's a household change, which we have all gone through in some type of way. Just is it really over for you? So I want to do her bio right quick. I'm reading the bio today, y'all, because Lonnie usually do it. So,
You got it.
So, Dr. LaToya Chevelle Waddell is a counselor, educator, licensed clinical therapist, a consultant, creative visionary committed to helping individuals reconnect with who they are beyond survival. Her work centers on creating intentional, reflective spaces while healing, identity exploration, and authentic self-expression can unfold. That sounds so butchy, but y'all can put it together. All right. Blending clinical expertise with live experience, she engages conversation with honesty, care, and depth, honoring both beauty and complexity of the healing journey, which is dear, y'all know, to my heart. She is the creator of My Mic Sounds, a therapeutic tool integrating music, movement, and reflection to support trauma-informed healing and resilience. She is also the creator of Rebeat Me Inspiration Summit, including a transformative experience, My Puzzle Pieces, that's PEACES, look different in a silver frame, which centers healing, identity, and self reclamation. And that's why I don't read out loud. All right.
Listen, we heard it. Yes.
Yay.
That was good.
Okay, I can read, y'all. Y'all know I'm good on my English, but woo. All right. So, Miss Chevelle, tell us a little bit about yourself without all the letters and alphabets behind your name. Just a regular smuggler person. No one's regular smuggler, but just who are you?
No, I actually appreciate that. Because I do battle with going back and forth with individuals who are like, why don't you always make people call you doctor and doctor? And I'm like, I'm not big on titles. I do get what they're saying, so I'm trying my best to use it more often in other spaces outside of with my students or my supervisees, collegiate places and things of that nature. However, I appreciate it because I am just a down-to-earth person. Without all of that, I'm very colorful, I'm creative, very analytical, sometimes to a fault. I love hard. I'm very empathetic. I see people, and I put it this way, at least I do my due diligence or my best to see people because I know that I feel unseen in multiple different ways or levels. So I see people for who I feel that they are, their potential, and who I feel like God says they are. I'm a person who, don't get me wrong, if you put me there, I'm there. Like, I know where I can go with anger and temper and all of that. Like, I say that for a reason though, because since I know where I can go, then I know how hard I have to work not to go there.
Understand. I understand that. So you're pretty much an emotional empath. Well, I won't say emotional, but empath type of person. Okay, I get that. Well, we need that and especially in you all's field, therapist. Yeah, so you need that.
Plus.
Yeah, it's definitely a plus. Cause me, I don't. Cash out. So, Lonnie, question.
So I think one of the things that stood out when we initially spoke were like the titles of your organization. More so for me, it was I think it was Inspired to Be You. So I wanted to know the significance of that name and just what your overall perspective is as it relates to names. Yeah.
So I think I'll start with my overall perspective as it relates to names, because I feel like we'll get a little bit into the rest of it. But my overall perspective as it relates to names is the same perspective that it relates to words in general. Words are very important. Words hold a lot of weight, and not just weight, but vibrational weight. That I know for a fact it's like, I know it now, knowledge-wise, but as a kid, of course, I didn't know it in that level, but something about words was just important. So I would find myself, like, for instance, Ofos, like my family is from, my mom's side is from Low Country, South Carolina. So, like, we're Geechee and Gullah Geechee. And so, they can be harsh and be like, oh, sit your little butt down, or sit your stupid stuff down, or it don't mean anything by it, but that's what, it's a learned behavior. And I would always find myself just like rapid fire, grandma, like, don't say that because they're going to believe that, that's not, that kind of stuff. And it's like, I always found myself just certain words. It just felt that whole saying of, what is it? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. No, words hurt. Words hurt. Words lived with me all the time. And I didn't understand either what it meant to be an analytical person in my head all the time, but that's where they live. They live rent free in my head. And so I try to be very mindful of what I say, what my kids say, what those around me say, not in a judgmental way, more of an education way. And then I also have learned that a lot of times, even as adults, we don't really know what feelings are. And I'm sure you come in contact with that. We don't know the difference between like a lot of different feelings, and we just know good and bad. And I'm like, good and bad, that's meat. Like, we're not meat. We're of substance. So, yeah. So with that being said, all of those things led to me dealing with low self-esteem. I really was believing what other people were saying about me. Even the things they thought I didn't hear, even as a kid, I find that a lot. People think kids don't hear things. The kids hear a lot of stuff, and kids take those things in and they soak it in like a sponge. And I just didn't understand why people didn't like me for who I was and my differences. And I did have a lot of different ways than people in my family. Like, I didn't do the watermelon thing, I want to sit on the back of the porch with everybody else, eating watermelon and drinking tea. I know that can sound so like cliche or whatever, but like, I didn't. My taste buds were different. Didn't want to eat a whole bunch of like soul food stuff. At the time, I didn't get that, but I just didn't. I didn't like it, to the point where I was a very stubborn child in my own right. But my grandma would be like, well, you can't leave the table. It's rules. Okay, well, I'll just sleep at the table because you're going to let me go to school. Like, that's how much I just didn't want to do what everybody else was doing or eat what everybody else was eating. But in the flip side, I didn't understand why nobody wanted to be okay with me doing what I wanted to do or eat what I wanted to eat or like what I wanted to like. Or why do I have to go outside? I don't want to go outside. So I learned to, it's funny because I'm saying this now, because I didn't like the fact that people didn't see me, but I learned not to be seen. So that I could stay where I wanted to be and stay inside by myself and do what I wanted to do. So if I wasn't seen and I wasn't heard, the adults didn't realize or pay attention and didn't make me go outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how you got to the BS. What is it? I'm sorry.
Inspired. Yes.
You didn't write that because I will screw that up 1,500 times. And
It's okay. Inspired, the number
and
two.
then BU. I just never seeing it. I just, y'all know me and so, okay. So that's how you got to that because you wanted to be who you wanted to be.
Yeah, and I wanted other people who I feel like I begin to understand as I'm an adult like me. I actually started out as contagiously you. But of course, because of words, I started thinking people would just take it out of context.
Right, contagiously. I'm thinking like what y'all got. That must be a health program. Not to be funny. Sorry.
No, but that's how I thought. Yeah. Like, and again, words are powerful, and that's how I thought. And I was like, well, it's not gonna work. I get why I say it because I want people to be drawn to me and drawn to other people and drawn to themselves. That was really honestly it. Like really drawn to yourself, and not just like hate the skin you in, you know. So then I started looking up things and looking up words, and then that's how I got to understanding what it meant spiritually, like the spiritual meanings of each. So each word in the name of my company means something spiritually, spiritual meaning behind them.
Okay. That's what's up. I think that's interesting because we all have our own businesses, and Lonnie has talked about, you know, why her business is named God's Princess. And I've said why her soft space is named what it is, and you know, healing with luxury. I don't think I've said it on the podcast, and I won't stretch it. I guess we're talking about it on another podcast.
We can talk about it now if you want to.
Yeah,
we're talking about words.
Yeah. Well, it just really with healing with luxury is I deal with or walk beside depression and bipolar and anxiety, right? And so a lot of people don't realize that you don't have to have luxurious things to heal. They only see when they're on Instagram the white background and stuff. And don't get me wrong, my house is definitely white. It's about to change though because that bald-headed guest that I be having. But my house is white because of the peace, obviously. But a lot of people think that's all you have to do for healing, and that's not the case. I've mentioned I have a cleaner. I've also mentioned I use ride share, and don't get me wrong, I can't wait to get my car back, but that ride share come in handy when you don't feel like driving. I mentioned that I take bubble baths and I add my bath salts and my roses and all that good stuff. Like people don't realize that those things like that is luxury. I take myself out to eat and I always make sure I look good. Those are luxury things, and that also helps me with the healing. So that's why healing with luxury it was named.
I like that though. I like that because it's a spin on self-care. And it also makes people understand self-care in a whole nother aspect because we really push that for our students, but they struggle a lot of times. I'm finding more students recently, we're having I'm just smiling because they get it. But a lot of other students struggle with what that looked like. And I think a lot of it's because they didn't even have permission to take care of themselves or know that this is self-care.
Right.
So I think the way you phrase it.
I mean, even with the whole me going back to school and you know what I'm saying, that's a self-care for me. Something I've always wanted to do. And I know it stressed me out sometimes, but down to people's job. I feel like Lonnie being able to do therapy is a luxury. Everyone can't do their own business. So the fact that Lonnie can get a book out, everyone can't do that. That's a luxury for her to be able to finish that project. How many people have projects that's been there for 10, 15 years and can't get out what God told them to do? And so it's just more than just the white aesthetics and the fancy cars and the fancy houses. I ain't got no fancy car. I don't even want a fancy car. You feel what I'm saying? My house ain't that. Some people when they look at it, they're like, "Oh, that's a nice apartment." Okay, girl, thank you. It's where we lay our head. You look inside, sometimes it looks like a tornado. Thanks to bald headed baby. So But yeah, so I like the fact that it's inspired to be you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like the fact that you actually, like, Lonnie, like, pulled that out of you to say that, honestly, because it is the core essence of inspired to be you. Like how you were saying, I don't have to have a fancy car, right? But that's you. Whereas somebody else could try to make you feel lower than or less than, because that's not what you want. But that's you. You know what I'm saying?
I just want a Toyota and call it a day, baby. Them cars gonna stay on the road forever.
Yeah. You know, and I won't go through all of them, but just even the word inspired is of extraordinary quality, as if arising from some external creative impulse. Some external creative impulse. Like your creative mindset to impulsively understand, like, this makes me feel, you know, whatever that feeling is, extraordinary. Basically, like, this is what makes me feel extraordinary. Why do I got to worry about what somebody else think and feel? That's impulsively how I want to feel. Because you see people judging people because, oh, they work this job or they work that job, they don't make what you make. They don't make. But have you ever thought that we all got our places in this life? And if we just dare to live in it, that's what we are, and we're gonna be so happy and so comfortable. I mean, I used to say, if I have the right person in my life, we can live under a bridge, but love is love. And it may seem poetic, but like, I really would feel it.
So I'm never gonna find love that good, y'all. I don't plan on it because I'm never living under a bridge. Okay.
Oh,
But it's
okay.
the
You was going there, weren't you? You was going there, weren't you? See, she be looking for me to say stuff, y'all. She be looking for me to say stuff. I'm being good today.
You did good.
You did good. Yeah.
Y'all know I be cutting up.
And I ain't trying to live under no bridge either, FYI. It's the essence of knowing you're gonna have my back. That's the purpose behind it.
Yeah,
you're gonna have my back no matter what.
We love that.
Yeah.
Baby,
No, we don't want to live under the bridge.
Baby, I promise you, it's not gonna be death to death do us part under that. Either we got to get our shit together, or this ain't right. So, anyway, so when we had a conversation before, we talked about not only your business, but we talked about how you went from LaToya Chevelle. So I have been, since we've been on podcast, whatever. So I have been making sure that I've said both names, only because I want people to understand the next question. You have come from going by LaToya to going by Chevelle, which clearly is both her names. Like, one is a middle name, one is a first name. But you decided that LaToya wasn't who you were, almost like a transgender. They grew up thinking they was,
Possibly so.
Yeah.
If that was how.
Yeah.
No, it is in that right, and I'm glad you said that, because people need to understand that. Because identity is. Can I cuss? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Motherfucking identity.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that, like, the death of an identity is a serious thing. It's a serious thing.
So you was trans named.
So, well, not named, because I look at words as powerful. Like, I do. I literally, before we started this, I was talking to Lalani. I say it right this time?
You got it.
So,
Yeah, those.
yes. It's important for you to understand, because, of course, I'm not going to be mean to nobody, rude to nobody, but, like, just, like, I don't really rock with the junior. I don't really rock with the first, the third, second, you know.
No, me neither, girl. Me neither.
Because people deserve to have their own rights, their own legacies to things, their own way to pave the way. And everybody's name, really, if you look it up, means something. And if you really delve into it and really understand it, like, you'll realize it's the essence of who you are. And I'm not saying LaToya is not who I am, because I am victorious, right? I have gotten over a lot of things, and I am a victor. So in my sense, it kind of went well with the fact that it has been a struggle to get people to call me what I wanted them to call me. Because I had to also get through this process of victory, of where I am sure within myself of I am who I am. I've arrived, and I'm coming out of always trying to conform to what other people want me to be. Like, I'm in a place I don't give a damn. I'm gonna be who I am. And I'm gonna do it respectfully, but I'm gonna be who I am. And like, I'm tired of people thinking that they get to define who I am supposed to be, because that's not who you didn't create me in my mom's womb. Who are you? And now Chevelle is what I've always wanted to be called. Sometimes they call me, sometimes they didn't. But I get now why, just understanding like the meaning of it, and it's a classic shit. I mean, it's like it's what's that word? Of things that are like old but nostalgic. And that's how I feel about myself. I feel like I'm interesting. I feel like I'm nostalgic. I feel like sometimes I just can't be quite put your finger on it type person. And I love muscle cars or SUVs and it's something about that juxtaposition between the two of the feminine and the masculinity together. And people don't even understand that that's a comfortable place to be when you realize who you are, even if you can be strong. Because I used to couldn't stand that either. The whole negative connotation of a strong woman, strong black woman. Well, it's my definition of what I want to be as a strong black woman. But then I also want times where I want to be soft. And that's why I get this whole, her soft space. It's the soft parts of me that I need you to respect as well.
And I can relate because, and I didn't think about it till like last night, where for a long time, so my name is Charlisa, and not a fan, but my mom was. I went there for the naming rights. Anyway, so so she named Charlisa, and I went through that all through high school. They call me Miss Lady in high school sometimes. Well, the hood called me that. But when I got into hair school, I don't know where Charlie came from. I absolutely have no idea. I went to Bennett for 2 years. I was being called Charlisa, if I'm not mistaken. And then I went to hair school after that, and I don't know where Charlie came from. And then y'all know Charlie Baltimore? Oh, y'all, yeah, that's right. So Charlie Baltimore. Charlie Baltimore was like popular, and so one of the girls, even though I went by Charlie, which again don't know where it came from, even though I went by Charlie, she used to say Charlie B. So if people have known me, I think you know me long enough to see the B at the end of my name instead of D. So it used to be Charlie B, and I have people who still call me that, and I just be like, please stop. But it was because someone in school called me that. Because she's like, you just so fiery like her, and I dyed my hair and everything like that. So she just, even though I wasn't light skinned, I definitely, but she used to call me that. And so it just stuck to where people would call me that. And so now on all my things it's Charlie D, because my middle name starts with a D. And my middle name starts with a D. And it's crazy because both of my exes' last names start with a B. And so the first guy, I just was like, whatever. People used to think that maybe they did it because we were married or something. We weren't. I met him with that. And I just never corrected people because I wasn't in love, but I was in survival mode. So I just never corrected people. And then when I got with my son's dad, his last name's dad, I was like, oh, wait. I need to change. Like, I need to not go by the B. I don't want people to think, like, you know what I'm saying? And so I took the B and changed it to D. And so some people you will hear people say B. And I even had someone come to me one day and was like, why do you keep calling you B? I'm like, because when I met them, that's what I was. Like, and I had to, because it got stuck from hair school. And so people just called me that. And I just never So when I realized, like, hey, these connections to these men, they had to go. It had to go. And like, you know what I'm saying? And I actually seen that girl maybe like 2 years ago, and she called me. I was like, girl, that name stuck so bad, but I need you to not call me that anymore. And she's like, and we talked about it and all the good stuff. And so, but yeah, so I definitely relate to that, because me going by Charlie, I was very expressive. I not even in clothes yet. Like, I like clothes and stuff like that, but I was still like in my mom's realm. So I wasn't, and I was not financially stable or knowledgeable for that sense. So not even in clothes, but in hair. Like, I always dyed my hair. I was the guinea pig for everyone to get their hair dyed. Like, my hair, I had this big old natural hair, and I kind of hate it, because now I just won't even let my hair get back to that point. But I had damaged it so much and then cut it off. Like, it was just, Charlie is the creative person. Like, when I went to Bennett, Charlisa, she was in an English major. That's why I told y'all, I know how to do English, y'all. I was an English major, you know what I'm saying? But I hated it. Like, I was so bored, you know? But I can write you a paper and it'd be great. Like, I'm amazing at English. I'm amazing with words. However, like, I realized that me being Charlize, I was so like not me. And not on purpose, but it was just like I followed these certain expectations. You know what I'm saying? I had to be, English. And then my mama was like, well, when you do English, go be a teacher. I don't like nobody kids. I don't barely like my bald-headed kids. I don't want nobody else's, because I be ready to cuss mine out. I don't know if I'm be able to hold my mouth and my tongue. Might be one of them teachers online. You see, like, little girl, get out my face because you hit me. I'm going to show you something, and then she hit me, and then I have to show her something. So I knew I didn't want to be nobody teacher. You know what I'm saying? But just, it made me follow the path of what my mom felt like was good, or what my aunt felt like was good. You know what I'm saying? But being Charlie, I went to hair school. I went to be an esthetician. I finished esthetician school. I didn't finish hair, but I finished esthetician school. I'm in school for fashion. I'm more expressive with my clothes and my hair. My hair's always different on this daggone podcast. It ain't never the same, okay? Probably won't be the same the next time either. It's just really one of those things. What about you, Lonnie?
What's the question?
Oh, God.
We've been talking.
I know. I don't even know the question no more. We was talking about how her name changed. And then Lonnie didn't do a name change, but her life changed. And we've just been sitting here talking. I forgot that it was a question.
Well, really, you kind of talked about it earlier than me, though, didn't you?
With the name? Yeah, so earlier we were talking about how when my mom named me, she spelled my name with 2 capital L's. It was like a capital L-A, capital L-A-N-I. But when I went to school, it was like the teachers acted like that was such a struggle for them. And at the time, you know, I'm like, whatever, I don't care. Just say my name right. I'm not baloney.
Say her name right.
Yeah, I mean, at least try. Some teachers, I really feel that they did that on purpose, but that's neither here nor there. But my mom would always like push it and kind of get upset, because she was like, no, this is what I named you. This is what's on your birth certificate. So they need to honor that. And she would take the opportunity to tell these teachers that, you know, when they have like the parent teacher nights and stuff like that. So we didn't have like conferences at my elementary school. It was more like there was a night or evening that the parents would come in, and then that's when they got to talk to the teachers about your like behavior or any concerns and stuff. But yeah, that's really the only thing as it pertains to a name, really.
Yeah, well,
when I think about it, I think
reclaim is not just a name thing, though. It's a life change. Again, because I thought about how I reclaimed, but honestly, and just to be transparent with y'all, this is recording too. The first time, because I have to reference back to the first one, but I didn't think about the name, change for me. It was more so of my life, of what I did as my life changed. And it just happened that I was like last night, like looking and, looking at what we talked about, looking at what I had on my notes and stuff like that I was like, Charlie, you ain't always been Charlie. You still have people where they would come up. I have one teacher, she refuses to call me Charlie. She's like, yeah, so Charlisa. Like my friend, Chandra, she was my best friend in middle and high school. She still be like, Charlisa. I'm like, yeah, Charlie. Like I don't correct people. And if they calling me that and they knew me at that time, then I allow them to call me that. Now, if I met you and I told you my name is Charlie and I shared with you that my name is Charlisa, and then you try that slick shit, because it's been a couple people who I had to be like, I told you I don't like it, and you being disrespectful. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So, do what I said or remove yourself. I've had to get nasty about it.
Yeah. But no, I feel you that because I don't like pressure people if I realize that they've already been calling me LaToya or T or something like that by a nickname. And then after a while, I see that they may gravitate to changing between the two. But what I have done, and this is interesting because sometimes I'm like, I don't really care about like it's a push for me to be cognitive of it. But say for instance, I'm in the room with someone who they know me by LaToya, then it's a new people and they know me by Chevelle, and someone is like, well, what is your name? And sometimes I may say, well, some people know me by Chevelle, but if they don't, or I just may say, you can call me LaToya Chevelle, right? I would just hyphen it. But I've had some people who you could hear the tone in their voice, LaToya Chevelle, and the swag and everybody like they being funny or something, like it's, and it's like you have to be mindful of that because it's not a game to me.
Right. I had a lady
it's not a game to me.
I had a lady at my job. She was like, what does Charlie stand for? And I'm never going to lie to you. It's Charlie. It's my Charlisa is on the receipt when you get it. I just verbally say my name's Charlie. So she's like, what does Charlisa stand for? What does Charlie stand for? I said Charlisa. So she's like, oh, I like that. Da, da, da. She came the next shift, y'all. Like, hi, Charlisa. Now, bitch, I already told you I want to be called Charlie. So I had to wait till the other guests leave. I just hold my composure. I was like, now I know we already had a conversation that I don't like being called Charlisa. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, but I like that. And I was like, okay, and? And y'all, my coworkers was looking at her like, are you really arguing with this girl about her name? Because she was like, but I really like it and I just want to be different. I said, you can adopt a fucking kid. She was like, I'm too old to adopt a kid. I said, well, get a damn dog. Call it Charlisa. I don't know, but don't call me Charlisa.
Yeah.
Like, I literally had to go through, like, kids, you cool?
Because some kids are taunted by things and you don't get it, you don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? It was, I don't know why, oddly enough, it was people who were, because I was LaToya Smith then. So it was people who were LaToya Smith. That was one thing. Two, people always wanted to say, oh, LaToya, hood name. And yes, I am from the project and I ain't got I love it. I love that. But it's like, why? Because that's my name. It gotta be this. It's a hood name. Why? Like, why can't it just be LaToya? But then this is the part. I feel like LaToya is simple to say, and I'm like her. I have a capital T. It's LaToya, but I feel like it's why I had to be LaToilet, Toria, Toyota. Like none of them make sense to me. If it made sense, okay. Like, but for me, it don't feel like a mistake.
Yeah, I get really upset when my people are called out of their name. That's why I'm being petty on this thing now, cause I can't stand it. My best friend's name is Janelle, and when people say her name wrong, I am quick to correct them. Now I call her Jay. Well, she's my, and then I call Lonnie, but her name is Leilani. Like, ain't no way I'm about to listen. Man, listen, I was so pissed. I don't think I was more pissed off than Lonnie was.
What? Oh,
someone called her the wrong name.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Listen.
And it's interesting because that's how we got on about your name, right?
Yeah.
I was like
asking if it was the right. Yes. Yeah.
Now, when people say things wrong all the time, I'm like, you can just ask. I have a lady, her name is Shayla. It's pronounced literally the way it's spelled, and she's always complaining on Facebook about how someone has said her name wrong, spelled it wrong. She's like, it's literally on the bottom of my email. Like, and I think as Black women, we always get that too. Trying to rename us what you want to name us, say what you want to say to us. So I think that's a big deal too.
Sorry. Woo, that's a whole other topic, maybe.
Okay,
I don't
yeah.
know, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, whether individuals who want to name their children because they're worried about how it sounds on a resume or how it sounds on a telephone, and I respect it. I promise I respect it, but why are we conform? Why are we conforming our child before they even have a chance to hit the world?
Oh, I'm one of the moms, girl. Listen, let me tell you, my children's name are Danielle and Simon. You know, first off, Simon, you think that's an old little man. I don't care, baby. They are Danielle and Simon and the reason why is because going through Charlisa, there were times where I know I didn't get it only because of my name.
But do you know, I feel like those are intricate names. In my mind, those are intricate names. There's not a lot of Simons.
No, not no more. They all
I'm just
died.
saying. But I'm just saying, like, it's not a. It's
cracking me up today.
I know she's silly.
Yeah.
So like for me, it's cool. Cause I think about Simon and the Chipmunks, like, but that's cool for me. It may not be cool for you.
Yeah,
you may not like it. You may think it's disrespectful.
We do speak on Simon the Chipmunk. I used to play that cartoon so you can hear his name.
Oh,
yeah, but for me, it's not a pick, right? For me, it's cool as hell, like you know, because I thought they were cool. I don't look at it as I want to hire him because his name is Simon.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't want them to be like a Deshaun or I didn't want that. And I know that, first off, Danielle and Simon, they're not a racial, I don't believe in, well, yes I do. I feel like the Deshaun's and anyway, so I feel like those are names. But the Simons, they're not race names. I've met blacks and whites. I've met Mexicans, Hispanics, whatever, with the name Simon. I ain't never met a Simon. I think they are, Simon might be the last breed of his name, but
I don't know anybody called Simon either. Now that I think about it,
I don't know I can't think of why I know the person, but the person is very successful. Black guy.
Well, maybe we'll look it up. But
glasses. Something else.
I don't know, girl. But yeah, so I named them.
I do know who it is. It's a doctor. It's a doctor.
Oh, okay, Dr. Simon. All right, Dr. Simon. Maybe no, mine ain't gonna be no doctor. He a little rough for that. He gonna be something.
He might be.
He gonna be successful. No, he gonna be successful. I don't doubt that. I just don't think he's gonna be in nobody's. He's not gonna be in. He gonna be successful.
If you only seen me in the classroom.
Well, maybe, but see the way my son works. No, and I'm not being funny.
I'm saying, but like that's the other thing I mean, like what people not typical
he
like
just
thinks
likes
like.
He's just very like his parents. He likes coloring already. He likes drawing. He likes music.
Creative.
He's very much,
and that's what we need in our classrooms.
Right. I don't see him as a doctor nowhere as far as cutting somebody open, baby. He's not doing that. Like
we need him there too, though.
Somebody else that's not as creative as my son at the age of 1. Like I'm not, and I'm also not a boxy parent either. Like I'm not like my daughter's dad. He really was like, she needs to be a lawyer, a doctor. I'm like, bro, this child likes to color on my walls and has a table full of arts and crafts. Like
I got what you're saying. I'm just saying because I'm a person that thinks outside the box, and I think like in every profession, the world needs us.
Yeah, I do believe that.
Just because we can get across to people who don't want to have certain services because of stigmas and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't want I could just see your son like I don't know. I just kept watching him like he just pulls people in.
He does. He does.
You know what I'm saying?
He got more friends than I ever had in my lifetime.
He pulls people in, like,
And my son he's friends with the hood. Like one of his babysitters, has some hood brothers, and they're like, yeah, this is the homie. They don't disrespect him. They walk out the smoke or whatever. But they come back. He went there. I'm like, how do you got the hood on your side, bro? He's like, oh yeah. The dude told me, yeah, this the homie now. No, he cannot be the homie. He cannot be the homie. He cannot. He is less than 2 years old, sir. But yeah, so he does bring people in. I love that for him. But I just wanted to give them a fighting chance. And sometimes I've been in the office before. I've been in a leadership before where the name matters.
Oh no, I love the fact that you thought about their names because you didn't. You get what I'm saying? She didn't go all the way out there.
Yeah, I didn't go to Tyshawn or Taquana.
No, I meant the other way.
Oh, back to Becky and Raymond. Oh, Raymond, I know Black Raymond, but whatever. Yeah, I didn't go all the way down. No. I still was made sure, and Simon's actually in the Bible.
Yeah.
So
I was saying, I feel like you still were thoughtful.
Yeah, it took a lot of thought for an S name. My children have the same initial as their fathers, and I didn't. Yeah, and that took a lot. Yeah. Anyway, so I guess we wanted to know, like, was there a moment when you realized, like, this isn't me anymore? Go ahead, Lonnie. You've been real quiet. You've been real quiet on this episode.
Laid back.
She got her hips out and decided, like, I ain't talking today.
Oh boy, nobody.
Her hips out too, y'all.
I said nobody knew that.
Oh.
No, she got all these hips out, all the hips in the tail. Remember the last episode I mentioned about how if I had her hips and stuff, she got them out today. She said she's gonna be real fancy.
Just little grown.
Smell good too, real good.
Listen. I keep saying her and Mike gone.
She gonna get us.
I'm like, okay, was this strategic? Is that why I'm in the middle?
I was about to ask that question.
Let me think. So ask the question one more time because I'm rewording it in my mind already.
Okay, great. Let's not do that. But the question was, y'all, she cutting up. So, was there a moment where you realized this isn't me anymore?
I've had a lot of those moments.
Okay. What was
I've had a lot of those moments.
The most, I don't want to say traumatic, but for lack of.
Okay. Yeah. So.
She don't put the book up, y'all.
I know, because it comes these moments where when questions are asked on this podcast, I feel like God drops memories like a download. And it's like, but I don't want to say that.
But she is going to, because this is a God-led.
It is. And there's a reason why that particular memory came to mind. So I'm just going to say. So, I used to be a very heavy drinker. Like 151 for my old head.
Oh, you was turning up.
Yeah. So I remember I had gotten away from like going out like that, drinking and all that stuff for a while. And so there was a celebration for one of my aunts one year. And I literally went from during the celebration, some of the family, we had to get together and like sing and all this stuff. Now, mind you, my aunt is a pastor. She has her own church. And so like we literally went from having like a church service literally to like going out that night. And when I say I had almost a whole bottle of Crown to myself. Did not share. Like they literally have me on video, and like people are literally like trying to hold out their cups for me to pour. Nope, I'm good. This is my bottle. This is not an individual bottle of Crown. This is a good size, shareable bottle. And I literally drank the whole bottle by myself that night.
Really?
Needless to say, I woke up at my mom's house. My clothes were different. I was immediately felt shame and embarrassment because I knew something had happened that night before to where I had totally embarrassed myself. And so, like, my sister didn't want to tell me. As a matter of fact, at some point that night, my sister called my husband. so, so they both kind of were telling, because my sister was like, I don't know what to do with her or whatever. That night, I had fallen into a ditch. I had literally like thrown up several times. Some of it was in my sister's car. So sorry.
She said so sorry.
Yeah, my sister is the real MVP. I'm trying to tell you because then I had used the bathroom on myself when I got home because apparently I had trouble with like the functions of my hands and fingers and all that, and it just wasn't working. My sister literally like put me in the tub and bathed me like I was somebody at a rest home that couldn't do anything for themselves, literally. Cleaned me all the way up to where when I woke up the next day, had I not asked any questions, I wouldn't have known anything, nothing. Had washed my clothes, I mean, everything. So I had a moment that next day, the week, the months after, all of that stuff, like, this is not you anymore. Because I used to drink that heavy to try to like numb myself to a lot of the stuff that was going on in my life at that time. I had no reason to be drinking like that, to be real. Like, it was like I had tapped back into an older version of me for some reason and felt like I just had to go just that hard. And I didn't have to do that. So I think that was my moment. And I have not drank like that since. Like, I might have some wine or something like that, or maybe like a mixed drink or something like that every now and then, but I cannot go back. So that was my moment.
Question again, just in case anybody forgot, because we good at that.
Yep.
Is, was there a moment where you realized this wasn't me anymore? What about you, Chevelle?
You're not right.
What?
It's not right. Okay. And I just said I had it all figured out too, didn't I, beforehand? Because that's significant. I'm a very transparent person. I don't mind talking about me. I don't mind sharing things. I've always I don't like. I ran from lying. And I know some people ran from it. Like, who wants to be a liar anyway? But you have to understand, like you said, like Charlie said, you don't know the things that people have been through. And there are things, and I just leave it at that. Like, there were things that I've had to go through in life where I really had to live the whole saying of what happens in this house stays in this house. But the core of me, that's not the core of who I am. Like, no, I'm not a person that goes and talks about things and go blab things and just go tell people business. I actually laugh because I tell people I'm the grave keeper. Like, I'm going to my grave with a lot of people's stories and my own. And people don't really even know the half of stuff that I know that people don't even know I know. Or remember, they've told me. Because they just gravitate. And again, this is before Dr. LaToya, or before Toya with all the acronyms. Like, people just want to talk to me. And they know I wouldn't say anything. But when it comes to me, can nobody tell my story like I can tell my story? So I just feel, what's the point? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. But again, I'm working on that. Everybody not you.
Right.
And so it's kind of still, I'm going to say what I was saying, but I think a lot of the low self-esteem I went through was being told to be quiet. I'm an introvert extrovert, but if I want to talk, or I want to express myself, or I want to get things off my mind, someone's telling me I can't, or telling me how I got to do it, how I need to look, or I need to be this way. I'm an army brat, but I mean, I didn't do the all moving when it comes to being an army brat, you know. But my dad went in when he found out my mom was pregnant with me, for support wise. So, you know, things had to be a certain way, even when it came to my dad. And so my thing was rebel, like, oh, you don't want nothing wrinkled? Well, I'm gonna walk out the town. You know, I'm trying to walk out wrinkled. You know, my mom, everything had to, even down to work clothes, and she could work in a factory or something, they had to be ironed. And it's like, because I feel so much that people were trying to not let me be seen or let me be me. Just like you, I was the person, if somebody wanted to experiment, I'd walk around with polka dots on the back of my head, like I did like hair shows with people, and I wouldn't take it out that day. No, this thing got to last. Well, why? You know what I'm saying? Why can't I just be expressive? Because if you really think about it, a lot of these things are things that are pieces of you, or pieces of the people around me, and it's like, because you don't feel comfortable about who you are. Sorry, I'm about to cuss again. I'm trying to work on that.
That's fine. I'm a sailor.
That's what I was about to say the same thing. I'm a sailor. I'm trying to work on it though.
I'm not.
I'm trying to work on it only for a certain reason right now. It's only right now. See, that's another thing. That is another thing.
Keep a straight face. Like,
no,
I'm not
because
you anymore.
No, I feel her.
Episodes.
I do. I feel her because I feel her. Because that was one of my moments of saying, this is not who I am. Sitting here acting like I ain't gonna say all these cussing words in my head to you, and then cuss you out from the rooter to the tutor, and I'm looking at you with a straight face, and I just called you every name in the book. That's not who I am. I would have just said it, because that's what I need to tell you. So even things like that. I mean, I had times where I would make up freaking cussing words just not to cuss.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
But at the time, it was because of my temper. It was so I could slow it down.
That's good. I'm proud of you. Because I'm never going to get to that level. I'm not, Claudia. I'm not.
But I say that to say it's like these positives and negatives of thinking about other people, and some of it being good and some of it being to the detriment of me saying, this is not who I am. And this is gone too dang gone far. I didn't know. I was always here or here. It took the longest to get here. It took the longest to get right here. Where I can balance myself out. I was either a bitch or a doormat. And I don't mind saying that. Because I'm proud of who I was.
I think my moment, and we talked about this before. I think. Anyway, so in 2023, I just kind of had lost myself a whole lot. I wasn't on meds. I had took myself off a while. I was back to dealing with Simon's dad for the 1500th time. I was working at a bar that I love working with those people, but they just were not my people as far as like where I fit in. Like I was unhappy with not being in school. I was I hadn't quite started at OTA, so I didn't like the job I had at the time. Like I was just very like everything was unhappiness. Was many, y'all know, many can be Danielle can be a problem child sometimes. So I'm not sure if Minnie was with me at the time or if I was just dealing with her BS. I think I was just dealing with her BS at the time. So like I just had all this going on around 2023. And I mean, I mentioned on our last recording where I worked with a lady named Stace, or Stacy, I call her Stace. And like I would be crying and she would help me. She would talk to me. She would tell me, I'd be like, I just don't feel like this is me and da da da. So it worked up to that. Like I was just very unhappy with life. I was, yeah, I was very unhappy with life. I had deleted the fetus in the end of 2022. So that carried with me during 2023, and then then I started messing with the person again, and so then you had that, and just trying to like, is this supposed to be right? And then also because I've had my whole moments, so just like cutting off everybody around that same time too, making sure I'm not. Oh, I don't want to talk this way. I literally was cutting people off. I was cutting people that were not correcting me in school. I hated my job, so I was looking for another job. Like, just me, Minnie, and I am in circles with nomads, and yeah. And so, September, August. Well, before then, working at that the center, I just felt like I was just losing myself, and I was falling back, and just like my voice wasn't important. And not at that center. It's just that's where I was, and I knew a lot of the people who were coming to get a drink, and a lot of those people made me feel insignificant, or made me feel like I was just there to make drinks, like I was the help. And I'm more than just the help. You know what I'm saying? Like, be honest. Like, some people know who I am or heard my name, and I ain't never seen them or know nothing about them. And like, I was having that crisis too. Like, Charlie, people know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Why are you acting like the help? They treat you like the help because you act like it, And having somebody like Stacy who's like encouraging you, and you don't feel that encouragement. And so August, September. So in September, I had an event called Behind the Doors. It's a all women's event where we talk about healing, but we also connect it to intimacy. So it's not just sex, but it's also other things too. It's a really dope event. I haven't had it since 2023 because that was my moment where I kind of just said, like, this isn't me anymore. Not that particular event, it's just the space I was in. And I told Stacey, and I said, Stacey, this is my last event. Like, I'm going to take a break. I got extremely drunk that night. I'm a drinker. I was. I don't drink anymore, but I was a drinker. And I also eat edibles. And so I ate an edible. It was a small piece. Like, I literally shared it with everybody at my table. And then I drank. And I wasn't drinking a whole lot, but I didn't eat either. So, like, my phone dies. My mom, she comes from work. She comes to the event. I didn't even call her. I didn't think she was going to make it because she was at work. She came to the event, saw me there. I was drunk. And I threw up on the floor. Didn't know I threw up on the floor. Stacy had to tell me. I had to tell Eli, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't know. And I didn't know why. I'm like, I always drink. Why was I, And I got home, one of the security guards drove the car that I was in, drove me to my mother's. I stayed at my mom's. Simon, Dad, and I were talking. He was like, you were supposed to call me last night when you were done. I'm like, I was drunk and I've been out in the car since 5 o'clock. But I just came in the house at 7, like, because I slept in the car. Like, didn't even know I made it home. Had a picture in my Snapchat where he saved it. And I'm sure he shared it to everybody. But the security guard took a picture of me. And like because the outfits we wear, like it was a see-through bra with I think I had this vest on and a skirt. But of course this vest was open from where I'm laying. So now this man has a picture of me indisposed. And I'm sure because of the type of person he is, he shared it. And 2 weeks later I found out I was pregnant with the bald-headed baby. That's why I got so drunk, because yeah. So but that's kind of in that time where I realized like this is not who I'm supposed to be. And the only thing I really remember, the event was nice. They said I talked at the end, but they could tell I was drunk. And I never, first off, I don't even like talking at my event, so I get up there and get down. But they said that you could tell I was drunk. And then I do remember me telling Stacy, like, this is my last one, that I need a break. That's all I really remember. And I remember Keydrin was there. She left before I got too turned, but she was there too. And y'all remember the host, so she was there to support my event. I remember her. I remember who was at my table. I remember telling Stacy that, but I don't remember much of anything else from there. And so September 2023 is when I said I was going to take a break. I ended up getting a job at OTA in August. I got the job in August with OTA. Then the event, I said I wasn't going to do it anymore. I would go sporadically to bartend, but like they were replacing because of my jobs. They were trying to find someone who can go more. And at the same time, I needed to fall back. Not because of them. I love them so much. I still support them and they still support me. But I just needed to fall back because I realized I was just trying to keep up with the Joneses. And putting myself, I put Stace not even put her on a pedestal, but I just was like, oh my gosh. She's like, she got this, she got that. And if y'all ever met Stace, you definitely know she's from the hood. So it's just like, oh, and she has 5 children, maybe 6, I can't remember right now. But I'm gonna say 5. Yes, 5. And so she has them, and I was like, dang, she like really kicking ass, you know what I'm saying? And then you had these other people who I really shouldn't have been looking up to. And so for me, it was just like I was just trying to get my weight up because I didn't feel like I was where I was supposed to be, and then these people were, and I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. Now, granted, I'm still elevating myself to this day. But I don't have someone I'm looking at this person until I get there. But that kind of made me realize, like, Charlie, you are spiraling. You are creating idols in people, especially those who are not supposed to be idols. Some of the people I was looking at, I was like, now that I look back, I'm like, why would you know their business, girl. Why would you choose them as an idol? So that's one of those things where I had to kind of realize, like, Charlie, you're aspiring and you're choosing even the most insignificant people to put your judgment in. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing, but some of those people that I was giving that glory to, they didn't deserve it. And I know that, and I knew that when I was doing it. So that's kind of when I knew that it wasn't me anymore. I get you.
No, I'm sorry.
No, I got to. Do you have a question?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Were you done?
Yeah.
It seemed like you cut yourself off.
I did, because I felt myself going on my soapbox.
So, in kind of thinking about like inspired to be you, and what or who inspires you?
First thing to come to mind are my kids. But even more and more every day, I keep being reminded of the essence of me that they are. So it's like a full circle of me inspiring myself continuously, because I'm always telling them that I don't want them to be like me. I want them to be better than me. I don't want them to emulate me or anything like that. I want, like for instance, if they wanted to do something growing up, like now, like my daughter, she's getting back into nails, but like when she first wanted to do them, young age, I didn't like buy kiddie stuff. I bought all professional stuff because I'm like, I don't know what's gonna be her profession. I don't know, what's gonna be her gifting. But if I don't give her a chance, will she know? Just with kids in general, I'm very, very big, firm believer. And again, it goes back to me as a child, realizing that it's a lot of times we're stunted because we don't have the opportunity to look outside the barrel and know what's out there for us or what we can do. We just only know what people tell us we can do. I was like where people are like, well, this is what I want you to do, this is what I want you to do. And then you just do it. It doesn't mean it's not an essence of us. Like you use it. You use your gift of writing all the time, right? It enhances who you are. But it just wasn't your whole being. And I feel like you have a lot of parents who live vicariously through their kids. And it's just I think that's why my kids inspire me. They were a gift to me. So I've lost a child, and I thought that I was not worthy enough to have other kids because of the situation. I did learn that my baby had a brain disorder, and so wasn't gonna live. So it was just really hard, to say the least. But however, move forward. Being able to have 2 kids that just know when to encourage me, like know when to speak into me, know when to pray for me, like even though when I'd be like, you want to just like, it's just like it's like God is just like whispers to them and they listen. And that even in itself inspires me, because it's like, Toya, like when God whispered to you, just listen. Like have a heart of a child and just don't be afraid and just listen and just do it. And so it's like, I don't want to live vicariously through my children. It's the awkwardness of like, I want them to see that I'm trying to be my best self. Hopefully they'll be their best self. And it's like this vicious cycle of us pushing each other to just keep being better. And it's like when I'm talking to them, I talk to myself. So they inspire me a lot, and I tell them a lot of times, like, listen, y'all save me. Y'all freaking save me.
That's cool. What inspires you?
I don't have a short answer to that. Because I feel like I get inspired by a lot of people who are connected to me. Of course, first and foremost, in doing my own, I guess, soul searching, whatever you want to call it. Of course, God inspires me in that, the way that He views me, because that never ceases to amaze me. But also my children, definitely. Because a lot of the things that I lacked confidence in, each of them have areas that they are confident in. Yeah. And my husband inspires me because I don't know if y'all know Mike Reeves Jr., but one thing he's going to do,
His smile.
he's going to smile, but he's also going to say what's on his mind. He is very direct, very direct. And I mean, not in a like a disrespectful way, but honestly, like a lot of the things that I would hesitate to say, like, I don't know if I should say that, because he like, no, you need to, like, what do you mean? And so it's just, yeah, he inspires me in that way. My sister inspires me because she knows no boundaries in terms of what things might look like or whatever. Like I don't care. She don't care about none of that. Like my sister went from being like a photographer to having her own clothing store to being a flight attendant. I mean, just she's a creative as well, but it's almost like really like none of those things are like directly related besides her creativity. And so she inspires me in that because when she wants to do something, she's gonna do it. Period. My mother inspires me, of course. My mother is a fighter. My dad. I mean, just I could go on and on and on. It's like I pick up little nuggets from anybody that I'm connected to. Like Charlie inspires me because Charlie is going to be who Charlie is, regardless. And she has the ability to walk into a room full of people. Charlie is going to come out with some connections, period. She's going to network. She knows the words to say. She knows how to draw people in. And if she doesn't talk to you, you're probably going to wonder why she didn't say nothing to me or whatever, just because she just has that kind of a personality and her smile draws people in, whether she knows that or not. She walks into a room and Charlie smiles. It's like, who is that?
It's an
Because
aura.
she really has that. I'm not looking at you on purpose, but yeah, I just feel like you should know that.
I honestly want to say, I feel like you should receive it.
So what's the question again?
Who inspires you?
What
yeah, great.
inspires
So-
you?
Who inspires? I know y'all. That was so precious of them to say that their children inspire me. I am not saying that shit. Them kids get on my damn nerves.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that didn't
Are your
happen.
children adults?
No.
Okay.
Them kids do not inspire me.
No, mine
They
is, wait,
inspire
they
me
think
to
they're
go
adults.
No.
They think they're adults now.
No, my kids inspire me to go to jail.
They call. Listen, I got one right now checking me. Right now. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like where you at with?
Yeah, what's going
Okay.
on? What's taking so long? Like I thought you told me this. I thought you told me that. So I didn't say that didn't happen, right?
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna be honest. The only inspiration I get from them is wearing orange. So, but that's cute that y'all think that y'all children, inspire you. That's beautiful. I aspire to be like that one day. However, my inspirations come from. I know this might sound weird, but I have visions. I've had them for a long time, and I think that's why I don't give up. Because God has shown me stuff, and I be looking like, God,
It's not weird.
I'm not what you
At
know
all.
what I'm saying.
It's a gift
Oh well.
that keeps giving.
Well, that's why I haven't given up. It's because of that, and the only reason is because I've seen pieces of what's supposed to be my future. And so I think that is what inspires me. Just knowing where I'm going to be, knowing that I am going to help several women, and I know that. And so I've known that for years, but I don't always choose the right alley, and then sometimes I choose the right alley and then I partner with the wrong. That's why this podcast was so like, Lord, what? Because y'all know when God said Lonnie, I said no. No, but I literally had to listen to God this time because, and it's not because I didn't like y'all. Y'all know, I told y'all the story. It's not because I told like. I think she a baddie with all her hips. So, and she made me look good. So yeah, that's not why.
We are not. Go ahead. Sorry.
Do the grandma pinch if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
See, I was just saying, like, but yeah. So it wasn't that, but it's just like, I thought there was another path, and I was expecting something different, and so, but even this podcast, there has been some things that I've seen, and they've already come.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what inspires me. That's what keeps me going. Even when I feel like I'm failing, that's what it is. And I know I said my kids don't inspire me, but honestly, they keep me going too. Because who else is gonna do it if I don't? And if I ain't here to check their daddies, then I mean their dads are great, but it's just I gotta be the puppet master. And so who's gonna be the puppet master if I'm not here? So, but the main thing is the visions. They definitely keep me. I think that's a good question or a good note to end that, so that we don't make it seem so drag or anything like that. So, but yeah, I think that is dope that their children inspire her. I think that is dope that everyone that comes across her, besides me, inspires her. I think that's really lovely. And then, of course, my visions, which I think that's kind of, I guess when I say it out loud, it kind of sounds weird, but.
It's not. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think all three of us have visions. All three of us are vision seers, so it's not weird to us. So
yeah. Well, to those who may be watching, I guess it's not a weird thing, but
actually, I love weird. Weird is cool.
I think I'm cool.
All right. So we do have a soft note, as we always do, and soft note for today is what feels like discomfort, but might actually be growth. So what currently feels like discomfort, but might actually be growth?
We're waiting.
For me? Okay, I apologize. Because I don't even remember what I said last time either. But for me, I guess I could say what feels like discomfort and may actually be growth is the season of, I think I might have did say this, but my season of actually like moving forward and completing certain tasks. And then like I guess I could say like the realm of sometimes how I feel like I'm being led to complete them. I think the biggest one would have been like starting last year of me accepting help. And something that I've never done before, which was the women's conference. And help were coming from places and people that I didn't even, honestly, let's be honest, I didn't think knew I exist or care I exist. And the help came from those individuals. And that was very uncomfortable because I always felt like there is like a ulterior motive. But I knew that God said I had to accept help. Like, because I had to get past thinking that this next phase of my life was gonna be me do everything by myself, because I had no choice, because I've always only had no choice.
That's good.
It's all on my little toes.
Yeah. I think for me, is what feels like discomfort but might actually be growth is the unlearning of some of my trauma ways. Trying to get, I don't really I'm not a person who likes to be seen. So honestly, this is something that I'm not used to. I'm not used to having to, be that frontline person. I'm used to the person behind the camera, like, y'all did such a great job. You know what I'm saying? So this feels like growth school. Being a mother to my second child is also very discomforting, but it's definitely growth in parenthood.
Okay.
And I didn't, that is, it is being a mother to the second child 16 years later, 15 years later. It's definitely discomforting. I actually was giving him up for sale yesterday, so I gave him on Facebook. So, if you want them, hit me up in the comments. I got a discount. Just say her soft space, and I got you. Because I'm almost stressed. Okay. So, people seeing me, realizing who I am, truthfully, it's very discomforting, but it's growth. My acknowledgement of me is discomforting, but growth. So, there's a lot of things that are discomfortable to me, but I know that it's growth in the long run.
Feel you on that. I said I feel you on that. I mean, I still struggle sometimes with compliments. So
I don't like compliments. I don't. I prefer them not to be said.
I'm glad I can make you uncomfortable.
Ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Okay, so for me, I would say slowing down. It is a space of discomfort for me, but I am learning in my own therapy sessions that it's actually growth. So, yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, that was a great conversation. I just want to say thank you, Miss Chevelle, for coming to our podcast and having a conversation with us today about reclaiming. And we kind of talked a little bit more about just reclaiming, but also accepting ourselves in this new journey that we are going on. So I think that was really dope too, because we kind of did a 2-for-1. But thank you so much for your time.
Now, I just want to thank you all for allowing me to come here. Whether you know it or not, it was hard for me to actually submit. So even though again,
Well, we appreciate it. That's what it's for. I guess it's for discomfort and making people uncomfortable.
But it's growth, and that's something to get excited about.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. No worries. All right, so we see y'all in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, y'all.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be Mother's Day week-ish. So we're gonna talk a little bit about motherhood. Which is definitely needed. So we see y'all in 2 weeks, okay?